To Juan Antonio's fans, we're talking about how do you measure quality in music. Young Sarah says that it's about soul and story and being able to touch you. How do we quantify that on a balance sheet? You know what I mean? What do I think? It's all subjective. It's all subjective.
See, Deshaun needs to understand the power of Emily Blunt. There is nothing she cannot do. If you're behind, it's called The Devil Wears Prada to start. There's Edge of Darkness, and now there's Sicario. I got part 2 in mind. It's going to star her, and maybe some beats by Deshaun. Deshaun, what do you give that?
Anybody could have played that role. You could grab anybody.
He's wrong.
Anybody could have grabbed that role. Juan Antonio could have played her role. All she did was cry and bitch the whole movie.
She had a very physical, emotional role. There wasn't much dialogue, but trust me, go watch it. You'll see it. You'll know. What do you have against Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck is, what was that movie that they did in Boston with the bank heists or whatever?
The Town? You mean that
The
amazing
Town?
movie?
That Town was a good movie.
All right.
He should stick to those movies.
It's called Argo.
He tried. Argo was good too. He should stick to those. When you put him in a superhero, Daredevil, I think you disrespect.
Daredevil, don't count. Director's fault, writer's fault.
Don't disrespect Batman. Just whoever made that decision, just come on.
So Deshaun's upset that Ben Affleck's going to be the biggest / best Batman ever. So it's because he wants to be the first black man. That's the real, the first black Batman. That's the real issue.
Your technique works, right?
Yeah.
But from my standpoint, I still think a lot of people do these kicks that are really point sparring based, but they're not effective kicking, which is why a lot of people do Muay Thai. Right?
That's what I'm saying. I think that like Conor McGregor's so his spin back kick, for example, I actually don't think there's a lot of what is it, the punching or stopping power inside of a spin back kick. Like you said, it's kind of like a point sparring technique.
Yes.
With that, and I did kick. I remember I would use my martial arts in a fight, and I remember that people would be like, "Now you're breaking the rules."
Right.
And I was like, "I am." Really?
I was frustrated that I couldn't get out of the fight.
What do you mean? Like when you would win the fight and then you would be like...
When I was actually able to put it all together in the moment, I was at a place where I don't understand why talking and walking away and leaving it alone, like I couldn't defuse the situation.
Yeah.
As a martial artist, when you know, dude, just quit talking trash because it's going to get you into a hospital bed, bloody noses, all that. Just, it's okay. You win this argument. I'm going to walk away now kind of thing that's the true aspect of martial arts. Like, I'm not going to beat you up just because I can. Now, obviously, if that guy strikes you, you have to defend yourself.
I mean, you guys are making me think about the last time I almost got in a fight. It was about this time last year. Same Starbucks I always go to, busier than normal. And I see...
Was it in the peninsula?
Of course. Right down the street from Stanford. I won't tell you exactly which one.
Exactly the one.
So...
They always... I know it's...
So there's 2 available spots. I kind of see one with kind of some stuff. Now it's like, oh, okay, let me just grab a seat on the empty one. And then some guy comes off the phone, comes in, oh, dude, you're in my spot. Even though there's an empty one right across from me. Yeah. Don't even worry about it. Let me just set up, packing my things on El Camino.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about. It's like
next to the Chevron station.
Yeah.
What's happening over here?
Cage Against the Machine, Fight Night event.
Got a lot of people over there.
Port Space, 101 Broadway. Food, good people.
All are invited. Come on down. Don't miss out. I'm tied for second though with Deshaun.
Where's Mike's at?
Let's just say a lot of winners are being crowned, and some are not being crowned. Yeah,
I got the same.
All laps are just math and Excel at the end.
Damn it. Yeah, that's what I got.
What's happening right now, Brain?
Submission round 4.
Submission round 4?
Yep.
We're doing our second event for Cage Against the Machine. We had a pretty killer turnout. That's right, all these crazy people, all about MMA. I'm not that skilled at many things, but I pick winners, especially in an MMA context. Let's just say I'm destined for great things It's all analytics. It's all studying the game, knowing the players, knowing the rules. Opportunities, though. About opportunities, the ability to see what others can't see. That's the trick. Yeah, Deshaun and I came up a little short, beat him by one, but Mike takes it all.
Hey guys, let's start our day at the Empire State Building. Yay!
Like rats eat cheese, a broke man eat spam. He said he better than me. What a scam. 116 got him stuck. Shit, goddamn, out of breath.
I think there's levels to quitting. I think there's the quitting for suckers, the person who quits because he or she just doesn't have the mental power to will themselves through something. And then there's quitting like the smart version, not necessarily quitting, but just not continuing action anymore. I'm not going to do this because I know that this is not something that's working out after you've tried it 3, 4, or 5 times. Now see, if you quit something the very first time you do it, I consider you a sucker. If you quit after, and I use that term loosely, quit after the 3rd or 4th time, maybe it's smart that you don't do that anymore. Maybe that's not something you should be chasing after. And this goes for women. This goes for something that you want to do in life. Anything. Don't quit unless it's time to quit.
We're over in the city doing some exploration for Mr. Bobby Grand right there. Let's just say him and Deshaun have been collaborating on some music. I heard some stuff. I'm not the biggest hip hop fan, everybody knows that, but legit, we're coming up with a cover album. Can't tell you what it is, but if you can connect the dots, and I'll even give you a prize, we'll figure it out. Why the glass ceiling?
At that particular moment in time, what was going on was my life was in shambles. So I was having women problems, typical guy shit. I had just lost my job. I think something was going on with my car. Everything basically just felt at one point like it was just completely out of reach, and everybody else had things going on, and these are things that I had just previously had going on, but for whatever reason at that particular moment in time, it wasn't working out. And I felt like, everything was coming down. I felt like I was hitting rock bottom, and it was necessary because it came out real good musically, sonically. Got that crack.
All right, check it out. I'm a big fan of planning and visualizing, the ability to see things. But do you know how bridges are built? You show up every fucking day, consistently. If you show up for XYZ activities consistently, I promise you, you will get better. If you don't show up, don't expect to get better at whatever you're choosing to do or not do. Every day you're getting a little bit better, a little bit worse, or you're staying the same. You're choosing one of those 3. Make a decision and live with that decision. Got Hector coming out. That's right. Hector feeling ready.